Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to a very special presentation of our Season 3.5 Wrap-Up Q&A. I just wanted to give you a really quick sort of heads up of what this is. We do these Q&As monthly live for our patrons, and when we do that, we allow them to submit questions, usually through the Discord, and then we talk about them live, and they follow along with us through a private stream, and they can interact with us, and they will react to what we're saying and post extra questions and all of that stuff. If you want to be a part of that, you can do so. $3 a month gets you in on the live Q&As through our Patreon at patreon.com/makebelieveheroes. But because of that, in the audio format, there's going to be some times where we're talking about something that's coming into the feed here and things like that. Just bear with us through that if you would. We're not going to spend time editing this episode. We're giving it to you pretty much exactly how it was done through the live feed. So I hope that you enjoy this and that we got to all of your questions that you submitted. We had a lot of questions submitted, and we got through most of them. So hopefully you will get some answers that you're looking for, although I'm sure there will be some that you didn't. Thanks again for listening. Thank you for being a part of our podcast community. We love you guys. You guys are what make all this worthwhile and what make it possible. And we're just very excited to continue with Season 4, which will be coming soon. In the meantime, keep your eyes and ears open for some special Champions episodes that are coming your way that are quite relevant to what's going on in the world of Monumi and Season 4. Without further ado, let's get to our Season 3.5 Wrap-Up Q&A.
Check out my sick mic arm.
We are live.
Look at this mic arm.
We're live.
It's your arm.
Oh man,
Jeffrey, we're
that's
live.
so swole.
We're live. Alan, Jeffrey, we're live. You're gonna do an
Is
intro.
this live? Podcast Q&A. Is it live though?
Is
It is.
And we're gonna talk about D&D and dragons and dungeons.
And dragons.
Ands. Also the
And
ands.
and
Ants.
diners and drive-ins and dives.
Yes.
Okay, tell me when my arm's out of the picture.
It's out.
It's out of the picture. Jeffrey, please don't. Are you gonna sit there like that this whole time?
Do it.
No,
I'll
you
just
gotta
hold
hold
it
it
right
like
here,
the skull from
Hold it like
Hamlet.
Princess Leia when she's in that outfit and she's going to get Han Solo, frozen in carbonite, and she's holding that thing and she's like, yatta, yatta.
Sure says the
That's a
link doesn't
thermal
work to
detonator.
go to YouTube.
She's like, yatta.
Am I quiet on
Walker
the
says you're a
stream?
little quiet. That's what he says.
Huh?
Yatta.
How's this? Let's see.
Is it?
Test.
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 I just muted myself on accident.
I hate.
That's the opposite of what you want.
Somebody touch my spaghetti.
I'm as high as I can go. What I'm probably going to do is lower the general amount, and that way I'll be on par with everybody
cool.
else. Is Sheree able to get in yet? Hey, Sheree, are you
I
in?
think so.
She said that the YouTube link wasn't working, but it
But
seems to be working for everyone else.
yeah, someone's here in the stream or in the YouTube chat.
It's
Oh,
me.
no.
They say,
It's
"There we
Jeffrey.
go, we're live."
Oh, cool. We did
You
it.
thought it was me, but it was actually me.
Okay, it was
Oh, I
actually.
knew it was me.
Dio.
I knew it was me the whole me
me.
time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Make Believe Heroes live Q&A. I am your host, your friend, your dungeon master, and your mortal enemy. My name is Paul.
I miss you, Paul.
I'm joined today by a few of our many pals. To my right here, sitting next to me, that's you, Felicia.
Me. It's me, Felicia.
And then over there hosting the madness that is our video stuff.
That's Alan. Man, y'all should
And
see this command center I got going.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Check
Oh,
it
no.
out.
What?
Oh, no, look, we're on the move.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
snap.
Hey, it's me.
There we are. Look,
Hey,
I
it's
see me.
me.
Here's my microphone and my keyboard. There's a Triforce.
Amazing.
How do I get this
Okay,
back
okay.
on here now? Oh,
Yeah, I got to reattach your camera. And then, of course, the one with the best mic arm.
Huh. Sophistication.
Sophisticated.
We really got to get
Technology.
your arm over there from Jeremy. That's weird. Anyhow, so welcome. We are excited to be chatting with you all about some season 3.5 stuff.
Mm.
We
So what
have a
happened
lot.
in 3.5?
Some things did happen
Last time.
oh, was
we
I supposed
had-
to watch that?
Yeah.
Listen,
I didn't.
both of you guys listened.
I did.
We all know. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you both. Jeremy unfortunately could not be with us. He had some stuff come up last week.
Thank God.
Some emergency type stuff, and ended up having to miss some work over it, and so he ended up
Roasted.
being way behind and is having to work late tonight. So unfortunately,
Q
we miss
and
him.
A.
We wish he was here.
Q and A.
And
Q.
what we will have
We
to
don't.
do is
Q.
we do
Q,
any of the
and A.
questions that I've got here that are directly pointed at Jeremy. I'll make sure to give him a chance to answer those in one way
I
or
can't
another.
interrupt the master.
But we wanna hop in, and but before we do, okay. I want to know, what are what's everyone's reaction to the events of 3.5? And before I do that, just in case someone is tuning in and you're curious and you haven't yet listened to season 3.5, we are going to spoil everything. There's nothing in 3.5 that is off the table here. So if you haven't listened, you should go do that now. I mean, you should do that.
Or don't.
But if,
Oh,
Just
but if
look
you
at the
have,
spoilers
I'm
chat.
gonna go listen
Don't do
real
that.
quick.
okay, we'll see you in about
Bye.
6.5, 7 hours.
I listened in 1.5 times speed to get it all in. I started
Well
on
done.
episode 2 last night
Oh, wow.
at like
oh,
10 o'clock.
man. They were like, hello, and going to the woods. And there
Down to the wire, Felicia.
Whatever Paul would like to
um,
tell you, the orange strike on Kelly
do
is
you
real no
want?
matter what he says.
Oh, I already sung.
Thank you,
You didn't hear me.
Felicia. What? How did you feel? How did 3.5 make you feel?
Speaking of Phil, because you said, how did it make you feel?
Phil. I get it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So,
Spoilers. He's
Oh no, Zach couldn't be here. I was gonna get Zach to come on with us. He couldn't do it. He had to work tonight or something. He had
if
something.
he was,
could
I would
not
have
be here.
asked him how it feels to be dead.
no, it was a really up and down, a bunch of emotions. Too soon. It's never too soon. No, but it was good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Listened to it a lot.
Jeffrey,
What?
what did you think? How'd you feel about 3.5?
I had no feelings.
Oh, good.
Didn't you see my reaction about episode 6?
What was the part that you liked?
Did you love my reaction to episode 6 at the beginning with Brightport? They're under siege by the Grovers.
No, you said that? You said
Yes.
something?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He posted a picture, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just now getting that.
Oh,
It was
Oh, yeah.
Grover and two parental
It was
Grovers.
the
I was like, why?
Grovers.
What does Grover have to do?
that's hilarious.
You're just
That was
now
it.
getting that?
Oh,
I was looking. I was
wow.
like, man, what is this? I
Grover.
can't. Anyway, I cannot.
The
I loved
Grovers.
it.
It was Grover's. That's
I
good.
loved
You
it.
got me. Well done. Well played. What was your favorite part of season 3.5?
My favorite part is that Jim and Servants are gonna get back together.
Okay,
Party.
Alan.
Yeah.
What do you give me? What do you got? What were your reaction? What was your reaction to 3.5?
Vance and Sir Jim are going to be back together.
Yeah, boy.
Alan,
And
please, rescue me, Alan.
I remember Sir Jim.
Alan, rescue me.
rescue me. I liked how it explained what happened while we were gone in the places in the down there's, and then how bad things happened, but there was no hope and it's all over.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes
was
the good guys lose
I
a
was-
lot.
over at my dad's. He has a wood shop. I was working on some stuff I'm building over there. And he was walking around with a pair of headphones, like wireless headphones over his ears, listening to episode 5. And he walked into the barn where I was at, didn't say anything, just slapped me in the back of the head, and then walked back out.
That's what you get.
and said, I liked Nephiel. That's all he said on his way out.
I didn't like him.
Man, there was a lot that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty sad, I guess. And thank you, Mr. Shadow. He said you deserve it, Pale. And Pale is the
Trey
only
said
name.
you deserve it too.
It's the only name they will call me by is Pale. Thank you, Sharia.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Who's doing this?
I'm Paul. I love that.
Oh man, who is
Who
logged in
is
as Paul
Drake
right now
Kelly
for the
is
sake of
real?
streaming?
Alan, it's you. Alan,
Whoa,
It's
Paul.
Alan.
Oh,
I'm
Paul
Scandal.
officially announces the Orange Dracon Kelly is real.
Pale.
Finally, he admits it.
We're never getting through any of these flipping
Honestly,
questions.
No, we
Pale came from autocorrect.
It did.
We're only
man.
accepting questions about the Orange Dracon Kelly in this session.
you could have worse
Okay.
nicknames, Pale, like Plop. What was that in the office? Was it Ryan got that nickname?
Yes, that was it. I couldn't remember. Okay, we're just gonna hop into questions because this is going nowhere real fast.
All
So-
our watchers just dropped.
I just want to get this out of
Like
the
a
way.
plop.
I want to get this one out of the way. This is the first question we had submitted. Apparently, at least it's at the top of the list. It's from
Wow,
E54.
Sharia.
From E54 on the Discord. Is Walker the crooked father?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I was prepared to
Based
just
on
say
his
no to
food
this.
taste, yes.
That's exactly right. Based on the fact that he said earlier today, one of our patrons informed us that he loves the taste of Pepto-Bismol. Then the answer to that is maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's been taken by the crooked father. Are you looking for the giant blue D20?
Oh,
It's right there. Someone just requested that we roll the giant blue D20, so
What is it?
Maybe
Several
it'll help.
People are typing.
or hurt. I don't know. I'm gonna roll it.
A 7.
It's a 7. I thought it was a 1 for a minute. That would have been bad. It's a 7. It's the number of completion, which means we are going to finish all of these questions.
Oh man.
Awesome.
let's get
Better
it.
hurry.
Boom. Here we
Get
go.
it.
He also said, will Chaz be coming in to voice the Orange Drake and Kelly when he shows up in season 11? Sure.
Is that a number?
I'll allow it.
11?
11, because since that's a fake number, I'll give you a fake answer to a fake question.
I think that's just 110.
That's a lot of. That's a lot.
Alan.
Like your 116th birthday.
Yes. Well, obviously, Chaz
It's like
will
a
voice
It's her
himself,
unbirthday.
Mr. Show.
11th birthday.
Have a
Okay.
very, very
All right,
unbirthday.
here we go. Next question. And by the way, let me just say I'm going
Can't
to
even read these.
skim. I'm going to pass over questions that aren't specifically 3.5 centric.
What?
And then if we have time, we'll circle back to those. But I want to definitely answer all your 3.5 questions since this is the wrap up for that. And, okay, number 2, Sharia, and I'm just kind of going in the order they came in for now. Sharia, what? Oh, so she submitted like 15 questions in a row here. Okay, here we go.
Real questions.
Was the halfling in the cloak with Hjalmar Jilly? All right, thank you for that question, Sharia. Where is Miles?
No one knows.
Thank you for that question, Sharia. How on earth did the Shiv get captured? It's a good question.
Oh
my
What was the
gosh.
outcome of the battle between Rivora and Kolmas and Talia and that wicked demon she summoned? She said, "You're the worst." What was the outcome of that battle? That is a very good question. Did Pauline and the dragons make it to Branshire to talk with Paylor? Yes.
Hey,
What?
it's an answer.
Okay, I'm sort of
In the
teasing a little bit, I'm
arms
trolling just a
of
little.
an answer.
Let me answer this
Thank you.
question like this, and this will actually answer some of the other questions that are coming up too. In episode 6 gave us the sort of the next or the continuation of season 3. Season 3.5 went back and answered what happened during season 3. The last episode there at episode 6, it showed us what happened when Saul came to the natural plane, when Vance came to the natural plane, when Misk came to the natural plane. So what are we going to do there? I think one of Sharia's later questions asks about, here it is, how will we see the transition flow from 3.5 to 4? Will we see the party again, or will we go headfirst into a completely new party? And by the party, I'm assuming she means the season 3 party, which is Saul, Vance, Char, and Misk. The answer
Forgot
is
me.
completely new party. See, as I've said from the beginning,
Whoa.
well, not from the beginning, but for a while now, Kjorg will be front and present in season 4. So,
Oh, yeah.
with that, we'll have a new party. So, what are we going to do about the other characters?
I don't know.
They're dead.
They die.
You're gonna have to figure it out.
So I
No,
have
I'm
a
just kidding.
question.
You'll have to
Yes.
just text me. I'll tell you. No, I'm just kidding.
Are we going to go back and redo season 3.5 from the perspective, or even season 3 from the perspective of Saul choosing to stay in Monumi and just play in that alternate timeline?
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Let's do it right now.
We can't do that. We don't have time for that. The truth is, I don't
Roll for initiative.
It would be impossible to do everything, but we are going to answer these questions in the show. We're going to be probably involving some of this. If you look at the way we've done things before, you might be able to infer that, we showed what happened with Kellen after season 1 with some special champions episodes. So we may do those as special champions episodes. We may do them as some other kind of special situational type episodes. I don't want to do another season 4.5. This almost broke me. Season 3.5 almost killed me. Literally almost died.
Literally.
It's true.
I was there.
But the fact is, we
I
are
took
going to answer
pictures.
these questions, Sharia. We are going to be showing these things in the show. Was the halfling in the cloak with Hjalmar? You know what? Was it Jelly? I had a few people ask me that.
I didn't think it was. It could be. You could retroactively think it is.
It could be Jelly.
It could be Jelly, and you could be Jelly.
It could
'cause
not
it's
be Jelly. Where is Miles? I can't answer that question.
He's miles underground.
But you will find out.
In the hells?
grave.
Are the
How
hells
did the ship
underground?
get captured?
Yes.
I will be showing you how you will find out how the Shiv got captured. You'll find out where Miles is. Oh my goodness.
Bless you.
As far as the outcome of the battle between
Amazing.
Rivora and Kolmas and Talia, someone I think later on says Rivora is dead, right? No.
No.
Rivora is not
You
dead.
can't kill that woman. Dragon. Woman
so-
dragon.
We will certainly be answering that question in the show as well. But the Dragons and Pauline did get to Branshire. They made it to Branshire.
You broke their speakers.
Wow. Pandakara, oh my word, that scared me.
Is Messinkara bad?
Scared me.
What?
Is that the one that's Gretchen?
An A, Q, Q, and A.
Pandakara?
Q, and
No,
A,
which one's Gretchen?
Q,
Messinkara?
Vinraya.
Vinraya. Is she
You're
bad?
thinking
She
Mess
seemed
and
bad.
Kuma.
I don't know. Maybe she's just a
Gretchen?
little bit.
I think
She
she's
just
just
bad.
very.
I mean, she
She's
gave me a
just
rib of
good.
eyes, so I don't
She's
care.
the sly.
She's just sly.
The trip that Jim
Just
was
a
supposed
slick
to meet
snack.
Antonia.
It's a snack.
Okay, this is
Snick
a funny
snack.
question.
Oh,
Another
man.
from Sharia. The trip that Jim was supposed to meet Antonia was on the coast near the drylands. Coultarn's son lived near the coast. And she's talking about Tarkin from the Christmas special.
A Christmas special.
Were they perhaps trying to
I never
track
listened to
him down to
Wow.
find Coultarn?
Yes. I just read his mind. Yes, they were.
That's an interesting theory.
The best place to track is in the sand because your feet don't go away for a while.
If the I don't think that I'm going to say no. The Drake and Kelly don't have any connection or knowledge of those characters in that other realm. The Candle King and his brother and his many brothers.
Are those
But
canon?
that is a neat theory.
Or is the Candle King considered canon? Didn't we talk about that at one point?
Yeah, we did. And the answer is sort of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He is a canon.
He's
Oh.
actually just a canon in a Santa suit. If the Drake and Kelly aren't able to have children, then how does Coultarn have children? Are they
Amazing.
actually his children?
I don't think so. I don't think
He
they
steals them.
Yes.
They cannot have children.
are. I don't think
They are his children.
Sharia, have there always been werewolves on Monumi, or is this the result of spoilers, Sebastian Blackfire killing Antonia? There have always been werewolves on Monumi. In fact, I had a story one time that was going to come into play about a werewolf in Fallen Grove, and he was they're being harbored there because there they can
I farted.
wow, we're doing that again here. Wow, that's happening again. Really? Okay,
Wow.
that's good. I'm glad.
You just admit it to the whole world.
I mean,
on YouTube.
Just let it out there. Anyway, you really did. So the werewolves there have been werewolves, but their presence is obviously abnormal. So
Are there
Star Agent? Go
Are
ahead.
there swearwolves?
Star Agent Flair says, "How did you come up with the idea behind Sebastian Blackfire?" Okay, so
Came to him in a dream.
that's kind of a.
There was some other were creatures in a Champions episode.
There were.
Yes, there were.
There
Were-rats.
were.
I love them.
Alan,
There
please.
Don't rat them out.
Where there? Okay.
I love it.
Sergeant Flair asked, "How did you come up with the idea behind Sebastian Blackfire?" I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. If you mean like big spoilers, obviously. How did I come up with the idea of making him like the fifth child of? Why are they all sing flute?
Oh no!
Oh my goodness. Okay, there it was. You got
the
your
flute.
you got your flute. The people demanded it. So okay. You
Is
got
he a
flute.
were-crab?
Chicken, get the chicken.
Sebastian. Black.
I'm gonna answer this question. Like, I don't know.
Does he
I don't know how I
live
came up
under
with the
the
idea.
sea?
He doesn't.
Under the sea.
I had planned for him to be a big deal. A key villain component in the series for a long time. When I decided to make him actually a god, I'm not sure exactly when I came to that realization that like that was the sort of key to making it all fit together.
It was requested.
Oh my gosh, he does. I'll sing Under the Sea.
Please.
Krumtad under the sea. Krumtad, you're
Listen,
down
can I
there.
just say-
You'll never get out of there. Under the sea.
He really is. The people who listen to this as a podcast
They're going to hate us.
are gonna hate this.
That's what editing's for.
No, I'm not editing this. No way. How did you come up with the idea? So I don't know. There are a lot of inspirations for him, I guess. I don't know.
That was a really scary
Really,
sound.
really. I'd say he's inspired by a lot of different sort of creepy things. His like sort of evil godlike form, I would say, is, I don't know. I just thought about things that scare me, like things with 8 legs. So I gave him 8 limbs.
I like it.
The podcast.
Oh,
with
I
only me.
love that. When
was-
he crawled up the wall like that to go
Mhm.
after her when you just thought she was going to get away, I love that.
I was having, I mean,
That was awesome.
Hellboy. I don't know if you've ever read any Hellboy comics, but a lot of the like design of creatures and beings down there are just really out there. I would say I was somewhat inspired by that for that stuff, but I don't know.
You like powders, though, right?
No. Okay, I'm
You
going to give you
love
these
them.
quick. These 3 questions come from me, and then myself, and then I, and then you. Does Servance hate tomatoes?
No, that's Jeremy.
Okay. Is the shade the orange Rick and Kelly? No. And I asks this question. Servance is the best.
That is
you.
very accurate question.
You
Which the
asks.
answer is yes to.
You asks. I haven't listened to episode 6 yet. So
Oh, wow.
okay, Jude. This one comes from Jude. Do you still hate the sound of your own voice?
So,
Who?
Any of us?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I listened
I have to
to
listen.
season 3.5, and every time I came on to the voice, I just screeched in real life.
Me too.
oh, there it is. There it
But-
is.
I'd rather hear
Um,
that than my voice.
So, Jeffrey, you talk about how much you hate your own voice, but until last night, the only episode of 3.5 that you had listened to was the one that you were in.
Oh,
Actually, I was in 2.
Roasted.
Thank you.
Until episode 6. That's yeah.
2.
he remembers.
Right, but 2, 3, 4, and 5, you were not
Yeah,
in.
it was awful too.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey.
I have to listen to all of our voices a lot, so
It was awful
I'm just used
amazing.
to it.
There it is.
For everyone else.
I had to get over it, hating my voice. Like, I had to get to the point where I could deal because I have to edit all this. And
My
it was
characters are
just-
awesome and I love playing them, but I don't like hearing me.
Yeah, I understand that. Like I said, I had to get used to it. There was a question. There was a clarifying question posted in here. Why the insects with old Sebastian? Because they're
Because Paul hates
gross.
spiders.
Think of
'Cause
the
they're
worst
creepy.
thing that you'd have to attack
You know what the
you,
worst
and it would
scene in a
probably be
movie
insects.
is?
What?
That old King Kong movie where
Oh.
that guy gets eaten by the worms and there's bugs everywhere. And they're huge.
Ew.
I don't think I've
Oh,
seen that
Remember
one.
that?
I remember that. Yeah.
You know, Gollum gets eaten by worms. Remember?
Mm-hmm. It's from the Peter Jackson one. Do turtle folk exist in Monumi? This isn't really a 3.5 question, but since I already read it, I'll go ahead and
Portals?
knock that out there.
Turtles.
I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe it's possible.
There are turtles.
I think it's possible. I'm going to come back to this one since it's not 3.5. This is from The Expelled, which I think is Walker. How long is 3.5 in terms of days and weeks? Wow. I don't
It's
know.
only like 6 hours, right?
In game, it picks up when Saul left, which is like halfway between the summer solstice, like not even halfway, like I don't know, a couple weeks after the summer solstice, something to that effect. So it spans from then all the way up to the autumnal equinox, which is probably something like a couple months. I don't know off the top of my head, but I could tell you, a couple months. This one's
Paul,
from.
Can one of my characters be mute? That's what Walker said.
Mm.
I don't want to do this.
What the-
And
Jar
Honey
Jar
Badger said
Binks.
one of them should be dead.
Jar Jar Binks. Why did the gods make a promise not to interfere? It's a good question.
That is a good question.
The reason that the gods made a promise not to interfere was primarily due to their guilt after what happened to all the previous worlds that they had helped create with the Crooked Father. They had created endless worlds and contributed to the destruction of all these beings. And when they saw their quote-unquote children of Monumi, they felt like their world would be better without them involving themselves directly, that they would just be like watchful and they would give their blessings, but that they had sort of a sense that they would mess things up. And so they made a pact to never take away their free will, to never force anything on these people, to just sort of be here for them and to maintain the world and just to let them live there and to have their own world and their own peace, their own joy. And the reason they didn't interfere in the beginning with the War of Light directly, although they did help, was because they felt like they needed to sort of win on their own. It's kind of like when your parents make you want a new pair of shoes or you want a bike or something, and they're like, well, you've got to save up the money, and then once you've done that, you appreciate it more. You know? Why do we have a gif of Thanos in here?
I just think of him snapping
Oh, okay.
and changing everything.
Oh, you posted that.
I did.
Hope that answers your question. Did the Unchained minions attack all of Monumi or just certain places? In this season, they've targeted Fallen Grove, and it's because of the autumn equinox. So let me see. Let me see if I can pull out any questions here that are kind of. Here's a good one from Sharia that I kind of want to hear from you all. What do you think that your character will want to do with where they are at the end of season 3.5 and what they know now? Let's start with Felicia. What do you think Misk is going to want to do with where she's at now and what she knows?
Oh, well, I mean, seeing the Shiv, her first question is going to be, where is Miles?
Mm-hmm.
And if he tells her something negative that he's done to Miles, she's going to be pretty upset. So, I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, you hurt somebody's friend and they're going to be upset about it. So, and the Shiv being locked up, she's going to want to know how that happened and all that. And if he says that Miles is dead, that's probably not going to be good for him. But also, if she says he knows where he is. Who is Miles? That. And then she's going to probably go after him, figure out I don't know. It's hard to just give out like what she's going to do when you don't know when it comes to role play. But I mean, she's not going to be happy if something bad happened to him, which it looks like it. So
To Miles.
yeah.
Okay. So you think that's kind of going to be her top concern right now?
It's gonna be more like, okay, I'm gonna handle this situation, but also I came here. I mean, she was worried about Saul when she mentioned that to Hjalmar, and then he was like, "Oh well, Fallen Grove is this," and then she's like, oh, what about Saul? He's there. Like, what's going to happen to him?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. She's got a lot of stuff to figure out before she even makes a decision, but it's going to be real bad when she finds out.
Sure, I understand.
Oh, well,
Okay. Well,
okay.
that's
Siri
good,
thought you were
Siri.
talking
Thank
to.
you.
to
I
them.
totally understand.
I don't
Does that
know.
all the time at work.
That's not Siri. That's
Australian Siri.
yeah.
Yeah. It calls me shrimp on the Barbie.
Sharia says, but didn't Atonia interfere with Dimvarga? First of all, to answer that question, Dimvarga is not one of the, quote, children of Manumi. The Drake and Kelly were created to sort of be the bridge between the gods and them as their help. Second of all, Atonia was the queen of loopholes. She was very, very good over her time of doing things that kind of didn't break the rules, but almost broke the rules. So that's kind of what she did. That's kind of the way she handled things. And also, we don't really know exactly what it is that she supposedly did or didn't do to Dimvarga. Maybe one day we'll get to tell that story. Jeffrey.
Is Misk the only one who's going to answer that original question?
No, that's what I'm doing right. I just
What about
saw
Bright
that. Wanted to
Varga?
address it before I moved on.
Have
Jeffrey,
we ever
why don't you?
discussed Bright Varga?
We have
No,
not.
she hasn't come into play.
Jeffrey,
What?
what do you think that your character will want to do with where he is at the end of 3.5 and what he knows now?
Resurrect Guy.
What's the
Team
resurrect
up
guy?
with Jim.
Go
And
after Jim?
make the ultimate team with Kjorg and, I don't know, some other very strong people, especially Servants and Kjorg. And
Okay.
Jim's cool.
And Jim. So we're gonna. What you're saying is we're gonna do a champions episode, and you're gonna play both Kjorg and Servants in the same episode.
Absolutely.
And I'm
and
going to
Joseph.
play all my characters.
And Joseph.
How terrible would that be?
That would be awesome.
That would be something else. Awesome.
As in
Alan.
awesome and awful.
Alan, knowing what your character now, knowing what he knows and where he is at the end of 3.5, what's he gonna do?
I think Char's going to stay in the Hells for a while, and then whenever he gets bored, just leave and do his own thing.
What about Jim?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to kill Sebastian.
Oh yeah, you think he's pretty upset?
That's an understatement. I mean, we haven't got to see his reaction in the show yet.
We have not,
But once Jim learns of it, he's gonna kill Sebastian. He's not gonna just kill him though. He's gonna torture him first.
yeah, he's gonna wreck him.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to wreck him.
Pendacaro, Char will be in season 4. No. How does the
Sadly.
deal between the Shade and Saul work? And since Saul's not dead, does that mean he won the bet or not? No, it does not. The bet was he had to both save his sister, get everybody back out of the hills alive, and stop the Unchained from whatever they're trying to do in Fallen Grove. One of those things he definitely did not do. So he definitely lost that bet. And as far as the deal goes, Shade's going to show up and be like, "All right, I won.
Hey up, brother.
Tell me tell me what's up. Show me what you know."
Give me all your ears.
That's right. Which it may not cost him too much now because it seems like the Dracon Kelly might be stepping back out into the light.
In the dark of the night, evil will find you.
Find you. Will H. If Blackfire's wife was Saul and Misk's mom, Neftalia, how did Misk not realize it when she met her? I'm assuming he's referring to back when Misk
Played for him.
Yeah, played for Sebastian in his house in her backstory episode. Because he was the governor of Brightport and she went there. The answer to that is until that episode in season 3, when their memory of their mother came back in Misk's mind, she had no mother.
In other words, Paul hadn't planned for this until then.
Truth. It all came together.
Ah,
Well, I don't know. No one knows.
I remember so many conversations, and it just, it's a crazy story right there.
Yeah, there's a lot that went on behind the scenes and a lot of discussions, but I'm not sure when along the way we decided for Saul and Misk's mom to become such an important part of the story. We always knew that she was there, and Jeremy would be like, "But why isn't she a thing?" And I'm like, "Well, they just don't remember her."
Yeah.
Because when they transformed and throughout season 3, Saul's memory was fading and stuff, but some things he clung to very strongly and other things he didn't.
Yeah.
And for Misk, I'll say these two things. One, apparently, that was the thing that she forgot, which there is a cost to sacrificing and becoming mortal, and that was what it cost her, memory of her mother and some other things. Secondly, it could be part of the reason why she appeared in Brightport.
Brightport, where her mommy was. Crazy, right? I
Dun,
know.
dun, dun.
And that's probably why she showed up there again.
I was just
Alan.
joking about Paul really not planning on that, by the way. I have no idea.
It's
There-
been planned for 5 years.
There have been plenty of things that have come later, and we've had to plan them retroactively, like a lot of stuff in 3.5.
My favorite plan was when Servants came back in season 3 and surprised everyone.
I remember that
man.
part.
That was awesome. That was awesome. One of my all-time favorite moments. Pandakara asked this question, Alan, how do you eat
Huh?
your nerds?
Like the
Little
little rock
I
things.
guess, yeah.
Usually, just like that, like throw them back, like taking a shot.
Me too. That's how I do it. I do not eat them
I pour them
piecemeal.
in my hand.
You pour them in your hand?
I throw
My
them at
hands
people.
get too sweaty. And
Don't do that.
I've got
Nerd.
nerd
Your
color
knees
hand.
get weak.
Paschetti.
I usually. Are we talking about nerds? Is that what we're talking
Nerds,
about?
yeah.
Yeah. I just pour them out of the box into my mouth.
No one eats nerds one by one, Pandakaro. Are you kidding?
I
Actually,
usually
I
like-
do sometimes.
I
If
crunch
they're
them up
multiple colors.
and snort them like pixie sticks.
I put a
Alan, like pixie sticks, like everybody do.
yeah.
Exactly.
I used to do that.
Hudson
Like
D
death
asks,
sticks.
What about some distance?
Can you
Death
please?
sticks.
Can you please?
You don't want to send me distance.
Okay, Hudson D. Can you please
What
release
if
the music?
Obi-Wan actually bought some death sticks?
Oh my goodness! Please let me do this.
He'd be Broby one.
Kenobi!
Get over you want some distance. You're my man.
Okay, can we circle back around? Hudson D asks, can you please release the music notes for your song in season 2, episode 12, Secrets of Sylvandale? I'd really like to learn it on the piano.
That's why it's called Secrets of Sylvanda.
I don't have the notes for that.
Do you read notes?
Unfortunately.
He's not good about giving notes.
I don't sight read. I can read it, but it's I hate it.
He'll give you the chords.
I wrote it. I wrote the music and the words, but I didn't write it by hand. I sat down, played it out, recorded that.
He wrote it in his mind.
I don't know how. That'd be pretty tough.
He plays
I'm
by
sorry,
ear.
but if you would like to try and learn it, help yourself, and then
I'll write
send-
you a note.
Record a
Send me
video of
a,
your hands playing it.
I don't think that would help.
It would though.
I don't think that would help. I'm really glad that you like the song.
Wait, could
I'm
you
sorry
make
that I don't
it-
have the notes for
Have
you.
you ever seen those games where you have to follow the lights on the keyboard?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do that. Jeffrey asked
it
this
out.
question. Do you think Sir Vance had the best character arc in season 3.5? No. Felicia?
Did I ask that question?
Who was
It says that
Sir
you
Vance?
did, but it almost certainly wasn't you. It was long
I
before
haven't
you listened to
submitted
this.
any questions.
People are putting you on blast. Alan, do you think that Sir Vance had the best arc in season 3.5?
I 100%
There were
think
so
he
many
did,
arcs.
I
Of
don't-
course you do.
personally.
I don't really know. It didn't feel like there were really any full on arcs.
I don't think
You
that
know?
any of the season
I mean,
3. Well,
Well, maybe PB
I don't
and J.
remember Noah being
I don't
in it
think
at all.
that Vance, Misk, and Saul had an arc in this
No,
3.5.
no. All
they
all
had
it had
a
was
tie up.
it was the conclusion setup of their next arc.
Actually,
Right.
Brackle had the best arc.
Brackle. So
No,
Brackle-
PB&J had the arc.
JoJo, also known as Poco Loco Forever, submitted
Loco,
Uh,
loco.
a
JoJo
stack
Mama!
a stack of index cards
Oh!
like 10 inches
Sorry.
deep with questions. So I'm gonna try and get to some of these that are 3.5
wow.
centric.
It's a lot.
Let's see. Did the Crooked Father create Blackfire before or after he was chained? Before.
Mm-hmm.
And after.
Has Sebastian been in Monumi since he was created? Or was he ever in the Nine Hells?
Yes.
He was in the Nine Hells.
Forsaken Circle.
The Forsaken Circle, which when they're in the Hells, they're like, as long as we remember there's been nothing there, there was a time when he was there as the God, the Lord of the Hells. He created the Hells with the help of the Crooked Father. And he was their God. But you know how time moves differently down there? So sometimes it goes more quickly and sometimes it goes more slowly. And the fact of the matter is there's no telling just how many eons have already passed in the Hells compared to what's going on Monumi. But the fact is that however long it's been, and we also don't know how long the Hells existed before Monumi was even created, but I can tell you it was a long time.
6 years.
At least 6. Anyway, during that time, he was their god. He created them. There would have been a time when they worshipped him. That map that they used as the sort of checklist there in the Blade of Stone, that is a relic of a time when Blackfire was the god of the Hells, and he bore the emblem of his father.
Amazing. That's amazing.
It bore the emblem of Joe.
When God didn't return after the resurrection
Joe
spell,
Crooked Father.
my gosh. When God did not return after the resurrection spell, the Shade offered his help to Vance without any sort of payment or favor from Vance. Is this because he's actually become Vance's friend? Or does he have some sort of ulterior motive?
He's actually Guy.
We're besties.
Well, he's kind of shady.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I was
Spoilers.
supposed to say that.
Honey Badger
Okay.
says, why is Blackfire?
Oh. That's
Everyone
good.
always asks who is Blackfire, but nobody asks how is
Why?
Blackfire.
How is he?
Not great. He's had a
not.
rough. He's doing better. Vance, what do you think? Do you think the Shade has some ulterior motive, or do you think he just
Vance
likes
doesn't
Vance?
care, but he might think he likes him at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not originally.
Yeah, I think that the Shade is definitely a self-serving type,
Yeah.
and he's interested in what benefits him. I certainly think that,
Mm.
but I don't think that he's incapable of any
Of love.
goodness. Well, I don't think. Hold up. I don't think that that's what we're looking at. But I think that he, maybe he is. He sees a kindred spirit in Vance.
Bros.
He is definitely going to try and get something out of this.
Oh, totally.
Why was Dimvarga invent? Okay, this is not season 3 centric, so 3.5. I'm gonna wait on that. Is Talia being promised that she can return home to the Nine Hells if she
No.
helps the Unchained, or is
No.
she just evil now?
Evil. She's evil.
It's unclear exactly what her motivations are, but I want to address
She's
this.
been tricked.
Tell
It's a
him,
trap.
Paul.
Maybe she's been tricked.
No.
There's another question
It's
here.
like in season 2 when the mayor brainwashed the woman.
Could be. I mean, we definitely see
Yeah,
that
but-
she has one of those same pendants.
But she also thought that he loved her.
And I think she wants the
Well,
Lazarus pits.
And love
Yeah,
can
I think
really...
you're right. She definitely does. Somewhere in here, this is said, and it's funny, my dad said this to me too. Basically, the only gist that we had received previously about her was that she was generally a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that?
Because she was good to her children.
Okay.
You love her
That was
babies.
it. That's
She
all we
did-
saw of her.
She did
But
try
she
to rescue
married-
people in the fire.
She married
You gotta keep up good appearances,
whatchamacallit?
bro.
She tried to
What's his
rescue
name?
people from the fire.
Cerastus, Yeah.
Yeah, and whenever the thing was burning down.
She did try to do that. Remember?
Alan's talking about The Dark Knight Rises.
No, really.
No,
Like-
it really happened.
Yeah, in the, like the
I'm
first
just looking
or second
for the
episode.
Talia connection here. I'm just
Oh,
looking.
okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Yes, she did do that. You're
To
right.
find the
It's because
Lazarus
Brackle.
You can't just.
Well, you
Anyway.
asked for it, literally.
Thank you.
Yeah, she married 2 jerks. She's good at it.
She was a queen of hell. She was a queen of the burning circle. She was married to Cerastus, as far as we
And
know by
Rash
choice.
Is one of them.
So maybe she is,
Stupid.
maybe she's evil,
She is stupid.
or maybe she's being controlled.
Nope, garbage.
But I think that at this point, I'm not going to say that she's purely evil. She obviously loves her kids, but I mean,
It's going to be very interesting if she ever is in contact with her children, like what that will do. Because, I mean, you've had these like when when Misk and Saul remembered their mom, they were like changed at that moment. It was like, whoa, and there was so many emotions. So it's going to be curious to see what happens to her.
why is Sharia? Why are you putting me on blast,
It's
Sharia?
because she's evil.
'Cause
Sharia.
it's true.
She's also evil.
Why are you putting me on blast? Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I will not lie. Let me roll that back.
Yeah.
Have I ever lied to people on here directly?
I think you did
Yes.
You always lie.
That one time.
That's all
Yeah,
you
I'm trying to
do.
think of a time.
about
You know, when you were
Raya.
like, Gretchen ain't nothing.
I never said Gretchen is not
You're
You
like,
want-
yeah,
you
hey,
Drake and
Gretchen
Kelly.
said
is
Gretchen
definitely
ain't
not a Drake on
nothing.
Kelly.
You told
And
me
she's
to my
definitely not
face.
Vinraya. And you
You
literally
told me
said
to
that.
my face.
Did
I
not happen.
said, Paul,
Did
I
not happen.
think that it's Gretchen
Nope.
who is a Drake on Kelly. And you're like, why would you think that? She's just ran. I was like, okay, it's not her then. Then
Now,
I was like,
in which part of that did I say Gretchen is not one of the Drake on Kelly?
right then.
Did I tell you that?
Got him.
Did I look at you and say, what's his name? Durvos Frostbeard was not the Drake on
That
Kelly?
was also a guess of mine.
And did I tell you the truth?
No,
Yes, I did, because he's not.
you didn't tell me anything.
Anyhow, is Minnie alive? That's a good question. What did Talia summon to fight Rivora and Kolmos? It was a Baylor demon.
What?
How do I know that?
Oh, those are bad.
Yes, it was a big bad Balrog.
Why didn't we see
sorts.
those in the hills?
Just the
Because they're in the abyss.
and where are Rivora and Kolmos now?
Fly, you
Well,
fools.
we're not going to know that answer.
Why didn't
Unfortunately.
Gandalf help?
He wasn't around.
Why
What
didn't
about
Dimvarga
Mithrandir?
come back as Dimvarga?
There are
the
many other
Grey?
questions here. Okay, here this one's pretty relevant to
Dimvarga.
3.5. Now that the
The
heart of
white.
the Crooked Father has been cracked, does that mean that it is no longer powerful, or just weakened for the moment? That's a good question.
I think it's growing back.
Ooh.
What do y'all think? What
if
do you
they
think, Alan?
If they spackle it, it'll be good as new.
Okay, Alan, what do you think?
Super glue.
I think
Put
it's
some JB Weld on that bad boy.
yeah, exactly.
Tape.
I think there's probably going to be some ritual like they like they fill it full of some caulk or spackle it.
season 5. Sebastian Blackfire in his basement.
Okay, I almost got it, Talia.
He's mixing up the JB Weld.
Would
He's
you
taking a
please give me-
Q-tip. he's like, I think I got too much of
No, you have to
the
talk
left
like him.
solution, not the
Talia,
got too much of the right solution and not the left solution.
Is
yeah.
Sebastian
Good
Blackfire Russian?
he has a
He's
somewhat of
got
a
a
Russian.
crazy
That's kind of what I was
accent.
going for. A somewhat
I like
Russian,
it. Honey,
like a dark Russian
please,
accent.
would you please ask
Somewhat.
another question? What?
Wait, what are y'all talking about?
Sounds like-
Are y'all talking
They're
about?
talking about Dwarvos Frostbeard.
Oh, I almost said something stupid just now.
Oh,
What?
Thankfully, I pulled it
Spoilers.
back.
I'm glad.
Good job.
Tell
Keep
me.
it together.
He needs flex tape.
I just watched a video on Flex Tape.
Okay.
That's a lot of damage.
Is it because the heart is cracked that the Crooked Father hasn't broken out yet? It could be connected. Who knows? I'll say this. There's probably going to be some clearer answers of exactly how that affects things later, and
When
it
the
will be
whole
relevant.
show is over.
Can
The
we
fact
kill
that
him?
They cracked the heart is no, but it did fix a thing. Which god created the places that move around Monumi? Huh.
What?
Talking
Say
about
it
the different places that are, I said, are never in the same place, like the temple that Kjorg and them went
Oh.
into, and the
Mirage
ziggurat.
Island.
The secret
Oh,
sixth
you're talking
god.
about Flealand.
All of them, they all had a hand in it.
Mm.
Some, one may have had more of a hand in this one or that one, but they all had a hand
But
in it.
why did they make them?
How many of them are there? How many of them are there? Sorry, there are 4, I think. That's off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there are 4.
So is that 4 for the gods? So there's probably one more secret place?
How does the Shade use magic? Is he like a wizard, warlock, sorcerer, or something else?
Mm.
I would say something else, but he's closest to a sorcerer's magic is innate, and his is like that. So I'd say it's most like a sorcerer. Did anything happen to Atonia after she died? Is she in the astral plane, the void, or nowhere?
Is the void nowhere?
She was. It's unclear. As far as we know, she's gone. She's nowhere. She's not in the astral plane. She is truly gone.
Is there a difference
Why?
between the void and nowhere?
Not really. No. I mean, I guess that's the same thing.
I think the Shade is a warlock, and he made a pact with himself.
I mean,
Oh.
that's also possible. Well, not.
Infinite power.
This one says it's not from E54. I'm thinking maybe that means it is from 354, but that's not really a 3.5 question, so I'll save that
354?
one. I'll save that one. It says from your friend and not E54. We answered what happened to Minnie. Did she survive? The answer was, that's a good question. Have druids lost their power? This is from Madeline D. Have druids
Good
lost
question.
their power now that Atonia is dead?
Hopefully.
She also said, I've had this question since the last Q&A when it was confirmed that she was dead. I don't remember confirming that, but she's definitely dead now.
She did.
Did all the
Have druids
druids
lost their
die?
power? No, all the druids did not die.
But they lost their power, hopefully. 'Cause I
Did
hate
they lose
druids.
their power? You hate druids?
I don't really hate them.
How can they go after the Helmer's place, whatever that city's called, whenever they don't have the power?
You're right. That's a good question. The answer is no, they have not lost their power.
Darn
But there have been some side effects, and things are different because they draw their power. They don't draw their power directly from Otonia. They draw their power from nature. The question is, how is nature going to be affected now that Otonia is gone? Because she is the god of nature, the god of the forests, the god of the trees and the grass and the green living things of the world, and
answer is yes.
as well as a lot of the fauna. I mean, they are deeply connected to her, and her loss is going to affect them more than anyone. You said before that Misk, Vance, and Saul have already had their time to shine, and that they wouldn't have as much time in the story in the future. But it seems as though they still have a lot to do. Saul's a main character, so we'll probably see more of him. And I assume that by saying that, she just means he is one of the sort of chosen by Pelor. Do you have any plans for more stories with Misk and Vance, or will we just hear about them from some others' perspectives and stories? Here's the answer to that. Saul is not now going to be in more focus than Misk and Vance. He is on the same page as them. Will we see what's going to happen with them? Yes, you will.
No.
Absolutely. You won't
Only
just hear about it
servants.
from someone else's perspective. You will be seeing these characters again. Okay. GTSP. Greg, I think. Is that right?
I don't remember.
GTSP listening?
No, I haven't seen.
Are you out there? What about
If you're here,
uh
GTSP, say aquí.
looks like no.
That means
Blink.
present in Spanish.
Blink twice.
Looks like they're not he's not here. It's okay.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Did Flicker
Senor Greg.
did Flicker become a cat because he had to take the form of a native Monumi? Devil's flesh is changed when they enter into the physical plane, but they still resemble devil-like beings. Does that imply tieflings are native to Monumi in some regard? Otherwise, wouldn't Saul and Misk have become humans? Or is it because Blackfire is the god of the Nine Hells, and so somehow devils still retain a semblance of their form after traveling to the natural plane?
Wow.
He became a cat because I thought it would be cool if he was a cat.
Yeah, but guess what?
I thought that
had
was
to
dumb because I
remind
don't like
him-
cats.
You had to
Flicker
remind me
was
that he was
there.
there.
I said, "Don't forget about Flicker," and he's like, "Oh no!"
But I had already
And then he figured out.
I had already planned to make him something like that. I decided in the moment to go with cat instead of some other things I had considered, one of which was a squirrel.
Should have been a pug.
Because Felicia, loves.
I went with a
squirrels.
cat.
What about a
But
potato?
It's okay.
Because,
Bob
sometimes
the tomato.
Cats, they got those eyes, and there could be a demon in there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
A little
Double
They
cat.
both
Look-
did
looks
the
like a
same
Look quasit,
gif
you know?
at the same time.
Wow.
That was the same gif at the same time.
Wow.
I can hear
You know,
it.
like-
It's a GIF.
okay.
That was amazing.
It's a GIF, not a GIF.
Which god
Sushi.
has dominion over the moon? This is also from GTSP. Which god has the dominion over the moon? Pelor is the god of the sun. So does one of the other gods claim the moon. Jeffrey, do you know
Dervetter.
which god? Thank you. It is Dervetter. Dervetter is the god
just
of
guessed.
the moon. Well, you
Wait.
nailed it.
I'm a good
There-
guesser, ain't I?
There's a moon?
There is. Will there be problems with the dwarves, specifically clerics and paladins of Dervetter, because he was the husband of Atonia? This is from Griffin Cochran, and I hope I said that right. The answer is, I don't think so. I think
Can I
that the
play a dwarf in
dwarves.
season 4?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you can't.
I'll play Kjorg.
Oh man.
thought-
Felicia said she'd play Kjorg.
I thought Jim was married to Atonia.
Well, you're now a widower.
I've been playing that
widower.
different. Maybe he won't go kill Blackfire. Maybe he'll kill Dervetter.
Oh.
Oh.
No, you won't.
Lord
I don't think it's going to affect the dwarves, like their abilities as much or anything like that, but there will probably be some connective fibers between the story of Atonia being gone and what's going on. Because in season 4, we're going to Dimmerhold, baby.
What
Never
about
heard of her.
what about the Entwives?
Nope, they're
Yeah,
still
what
missing.
about them?
They're still missing.
Where
It's
was
tragic.
Gundor when the West fell?
When the West fold.
Fold.
Fell.
When the West
Folded. When it
Who?
folded.
How did Pauline, from Shreya, how did Pauline become a paladin, and what motivated her to pursue that path? The answer
Pauline's
to this
going to
question.
join the Jim and Vance party.
Whoop whoop.
Oh,
Oh.
that's cool. Jeffrey, why do you think Pauline became a paladin?
Because Sir Vance is awesome, and she knew it, so she wanted to be like him.
I think
Maybe
that's a part of it.
because she liked him.
I think that is
Obviously.
definitely a part of it. Is her
Obviously.
looking up to Vance and seeing how he grew because of that.
It's because he's such a cool guy and all.
Yeah, she definitely had a lot of respect for him. The other part is that Pauline actually grew up in a home that was very, religious. They were very tied in with faith in Paylor, and so it was kind of the natural step for her when her life took such a shift after Vance and Guy disappeared. So that's sort of how that went down. And she trained there, and she's still pretty early on in doing that. Let's see. Hudson D.
They had a
asks,
few questions about that in the Q&A Central chat.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Shadow and Chaz.
Okay. But she loved Guy, right? Yes. Well, you know what? Love, I don't know. They were definitely playing that sort of back and forth game. Guy was definitely crazy about her, and I think that she did care for him, but it was just kind of like, I don't know. She's kind of playing
Brother
that
in
game.
Christ disowned.
He didn't lift enough metal chairs.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
She was
That's
like,
exactly right.
No. She was like, but Vance can lift 8 chairs. No, she liked Guy, and I think that, once he was gone and she kind of realized what she had done, not even like before he disappeared, when he was just gone away from her, I think she kind of realized, what am I doing? Maybe she had started to feel that way toward Guy. We'll see. Maybe if he gets to come back, we'll see what happens there. Was there another question? I thought it was because she was trying to find him after Vance. Yeah, it was like that was it. It was the natural next step. Like when they went missing and she felt like she needed to do something, her natural step was to go deeper into her faith, to become a paladin, and to start actually, being a part of that. Jeffrey,
He's leaving.
are you on the move?
See you guys.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. Hudson asks this: did you always have planned that the woman that Jim sold the black goop to would be Venraya? Hudson, I'm glad you asked that question.
Tell
You
us.
plan?
I made Gretchen up on the spot. I made Gretchen up on the spot in the Shop Till You Drop episode of season 1. And when I did, she was just a shopkeeper. She's just like a weird shopkeeper. And then that conversation went to weird places. And in the moment, I was like, I took it in the next step and was like, she was asking Jim to part with a part of his soul and all of that good stuff. Crazy stuff. Then I thought, what's going to be the deal with this person? And while we were playing, I wrote down, like, oh my goodness, is she a Dracon Kelly? And the moment I wrote that down, I pictured her as the green, the sly, like because I knew there were going to be more out there. And so the moment I created her was the moment I decided to make her Venraya.
Do the voice, Chaz says.
I refuse to do the voice live.
Question. Is
yes.
she fetch?
No. And stop trying to make fetch a thing.
Does she have all the secrets in her hair?
Sharia says, is there any significance to the symbols on the D20 on the back of the MBH logo? My microphone's like falling.
Do you need me to fix it?
Yes, there is some significance to that. And the emblems on the logo are, I'm just going off the top of my head, there's like a book with a symbol of Paylor. There's a sword, a shield, and a bow. I made those in reference to the characters of season 1 at the time. The book was supposed to be like Lorik, the bow was Kellen, the sword and shield was Vance, and Jim and Lark were sort of both tied up in the book. That was kind of how we did it. And the other is just, like I was working on that before we got deep into the show or got deep into the season or anything like that. And a lot of it was still just falling. My microphone is just slowly sinking. I think it's gonna cap out like right here, and we'll be fine. So there's not any great significance to it. It was just that mostly. Someone else asked that same question. It was weird. We got that question twice this turn. Steven asks, what is the motivation for Fallen Grove to attack Brightport? Blackfire's not there. It's not really the fault of the citizens in Brightport, so I don't get it. Are the Grovers corrupted? Also, Rivora is dead, right? So I answered that. Rivora is not dead. Why? Well, I mentioned earlier that Atonia disappearing, and by disappearing I mean dying, was going to affect the the druids and the rangers and their magic and their lives. That's tied to it. The other is that when people go through something terrible, and this is something that has been that I don't know. There's a question later with Trackpad. Shout out to Trackpad. He asks about like themes that we spot through the show and stuff. And
Trackpad's the best.
yes, one of the themes of that comes up a lot in MBH, and it wasn't really something I had intended originally, but this is kind of the way things have gone. Is how people deal with grief and how people deal with like difficult situations in their lives and how they react. I mean, you can see that with Vance at the end of season 1. You can see it with Saul in season 3 when he is suddenly faced with the fact that his mother is gone, and he felt like a betrayal from Misk. And you see it in Misk when she sees how that Saul reacts to that. You know, you see it in Jim when he's sort of faced with the realization of all the things that he did after making that pact. You never see anything from Char that remotely exemplifies emotion. But you know, in a way that's kind of Char's whole thing though, is this is how he has reacted to living a long time and coming to the realization that nothing matters. And with the Grovers, it's that again, they didn't just lose Atonia, they lost everything. Fallen Grove is dead. They're either going to have to learn to live in an inhospitable environment, no food, no nothing, forever, or leave. And their god is gone, their power is weakened, and a lot of people died.
Okay, but when are you going to incorporate Super Grover?
So they have sort of in reaction to that, they feel helpless, and they are marching on Brightport, and they're saying someone has to answer. And the people that are doing it, it's not everyone. It's a group of angry people, a group of angry, sort of vengeful. God, Jeffrey, please. They just want to lash out at someone, and also there's the hot feet there, and they're like, some of these people supported him, and they've harbored it. They had to have known, and we're gonna root out this. We're gonna take some revenge.
It was Agatha all along.
Gosh, I hate recording.
You said that grief has been a serious theme of MBH, and I definitely see that. Mm-hmm. But what is grief but love persevering? No. So would you say that it's actually about love?
Yes.
And hate.
Grief.
It's often been said that grieving can only come because of love. Like grief is a reaction to love, lost or hurting love. Losing people that you love. Me when Paul says he's never lied to us. It's great air. To all of our podcast listeners, for $3, you can become a patron and check out these live Q&As and see our reactions to all these terrible things coming at us live. So I hope that answers your question, Stephen. The answer is people do things sometimes that they would never do if they were thinking rationally. And it's easy to get a sort of mob mentality about those things too.
Do you mean epistemic rationality or instrumental rationality? I'm thinking probably the latter, but I think the former informs the latter.
Alan, we don't have time. We don't have time. We do not have it. The Great Potate asks, first of all, that's a great name.
It is.
When grappled, are you guys saying strength v strength or roll a strengthity strength? I always hear the second. Strength v strength is the answer to that. We had another one from JoJo, also known as Poco Loco Forever. Is the hooded halfling girl that led Misk and Hjalmar to the underground house in Brightport, is that Jelly? That's a very good question. Mr. Shadow, who is the Shade? Also, when is the Orange Dragon Kelly going to come and join the cast? AKA, when is Pale going to let it out of his basement?
I can show y'all Paul's basement.
Oh, there's no dragon in my basement, guys. There's
Can
no
I
orange
take
dragon.
them on a tour?
No. Mr. Shadow, just make it happen. No.
I'm going to, next time I visit, I want to bring an orange dragon plushie and take a picture of it in your basement.
I
That's
can
it.
literally show y'all the basement, and it's scary.
Trackpad's here, guys. Welcome, Trackpad. We just sort of answered one of your questions.
Uh,
There it is.
He asked a question in the YouTube chat.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said, "Whose quote is that, Alan? Heard that recently." That was from that was Vision.
WandaVision. Yeah, it's from WandaVision.
I'm not that philosophical, but I was hoping I could
Jeffrey.
pass for it.
Jeffrey is smoking a flute. Jeffrey, okay, we're going to move on. Is there a reason Antonia was killed, or was it just the autumn equinox and she happened to be the god for that time of year? The reason is because they want to kill all the gods, and it was that time of year, and that's from Char Char Binks. It was approaching the autumn equinox, and I'll say this, and then move on quickly because we're never going to make it through these questions in a decent amount of time. Season 2, the Unchained targeted Pelor, and they targeted him by trying to kill the Solaran sisters as a sacrifice underneath the Temple of Pelor as the sun set on the day of the summer solstice, which was a moment of the weakening of Pelor. The autumn equinox and the summer solstice, they're the most powerful days of those gods throughout the year. Jeffrey, what is happening? Are you going to be okay? What's happening? He can't. He just can't. Trackpad's gone. He was here so quick and then he was gone. It's like a vapor. Anyway, what I was saying was
Only a mist can
with
win.
the autumnal equinox, by having Blackfire show up, I'm
That's my
sorry.
water.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just practicing the flute that whole time you were talking on mute, but I just realized.
You recorded it. It was being recorded. I'm going to have to cut all that out.
Oh no!
All of it. You doofus.
Wow.
You doofus.
Wow.
Okay.
Jeffrey.
Okay. Blackfire was so powerful, and because of Atonia being weakened after breaking their pact, he was able to just slay her. So, Drew, what has happened so far? I haven't listened yet. Drew, are you listening to this right now? It says you're maybe on Do Not Disturb. Maybe you're not here. Drew, I hope you're not listening to all these spoilers without having listened to the podcast. Okay. I got a couple questions from my sister. I want to read them off real quick. From Hannah Bard. She says, "Why are you the worst?" Also, why do you hate happiness? And then the last thing she just says is why.
Those are good questions.
All very.
Your
good
dad
question.
thinks that too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Here's the God's honest truth.
Which one? Because one of them's dead.
When it comes to this podcast, many decisions will be determined by the rolling of the dice. I mean, that's the only reason things turned out the way they did at the end of season 1. Same thing with the end of season 2 and season 3. Like it's chance. 3.5 is different. 3.5 was not happening in real time. It was a flashback. When Saul chose to go to the Hells, he locked into place a certain set of events that would take place because of his absence. You know, kind of like It's a Wonderful Life when he gets to go back and see what the world would have been like without him. But in other seasons, it's fate. That being said, when it comes to storytelling, there's got to be some down times, some low times, some losses in order for the wins to pay off. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that
Can you
thing.
explain it to me like I'm 5?
You
think
never
about
know.
Spider-Man.
You've been high till you're feeling low.
Alan, come on, Alan. I think about the movie Spider-Man 2, which is one of my all-time favorite superhero movies. And like that's the one where he is full of doubt the whole time. He's like losing his powers for no other reason than the fact that he's low, nothing is going well in his life, and everything seems to be falling apart. And it takes him to his lowest point before it builds him back up in the end. And the payoff was so great. Guys, I'm not going to play the ocarina. If Jeffrey puts his flute down, I'll play the ocarina at the end of the live Q&A.
I was trying to remember the John Cena thing. Also, Spider-Man 3 is the best because
Oh my
Bully
goodness.
McGuire.
Yeah. You've got to be brought low before you can be brought high once again. Is Blackfire's god form made
Ankle
of the same
band.
black stuff Bliss as the goo beast that
Man.
wrecked the canopy in
Ankle
season
man.
1? Or is that not something we know yet? This is from Trackpad. It's not something that we know yet. He did it again, Felicia.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not something that we know yet, but I will say this. No, it's not. That is him manifesting himself in that form. It's not like just like a power that he's using. Okay, let me jump around a little bit. Fabulous Dalek asks,
Jump around.
is there another being greater than or equal to the Crooked Father who's the true higher source of good in Monumi, either someone as old or older? Not that we know of.
Char.
I'm gonna go on record here and say no. No, there's not.
So
That's it.
that raises a lot of questions,
Doesn't it?
but it also gives a very clear answer. The Crooked Father is right.
Did Sebastian Blackfire create the non-hells, and were the other planes created by individual gods rather than the group? Sebastian Blackfire did create the non-hells. The other question I'm not sure about when you say the other planes, do you mean like the astral plane and the natural plane? The other gods, the 4 of them together made those 2 planes. So
I thought he was asking about like the Boeing 747, the
no,
B-52.
If the Dracon Kelly can't procreate, how are there Dragonborn, and where do they come from? The Dragonborn were created by the gods. They were not created in the very beginning. They were created in collaboration with the Dracon Kelly. Essentially, the Dracon Kelly went to the gods and said, with the end of the War of Light and things coming down to an end, they wanted them to create this race that would help be their sort of watchers and the defenders of the world and all that stuff. That's why a lot of times you see you see Dragonborn serving in like the Protectors Guild and things like that. They have a natural inclination to want to protect people and to help people.
Or being pirates.
Pirates.
Awesome.
Because they can do anything they want.
Shouldn't they be gods?
They don't do anything.
Casey, you've been really good at tying in characters from the past. Thank you, Casey. Are we going to get more Saul and or Miska and or Miles content, or am I hoping in vain? You're not hoping in vain. We are going to get that stuff. Just hold on tight. Another question from Jude. Why do all the names start with a C? Do you think recording your sessions and listening back makes you a better DM? Okay, that's 2 different questions. Why do all the names start with a C? It did. I don't know. It's just something I was doing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. The first one, I named the first episode, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make them all start with a C. And I did that.
Oh,
He's
season 3.5. I was like,
alliteration.
I was like, what names?
Yeah, that's what it is. Do you think recording your sessions and listening back makes you a better DM? Yes, because it's easy for me to go, wow, that could have been done so much better, or wow, that worked really well, and I should have, I'm really glad it went this way, and it helps you sort of reflect, and just like anything does in that sort of way. When you record with fans, is it far enough back that they get spoilers or hints? Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we may have a Champions session that's already been recorded that has some spoilers in it.
Wait, do I know?
I don't know, do you?
Who was it?
I
don't know.
I know.
Susie asks, what happens to Kolmos and Rivora? That's a good question, Susie. Please stick around. You'll find out. Casey Bingham. I'm assuming this is the same Casey because the Casey part is spelled the exact same and it's a little different. Why is Saul and Misk's mom working with the Unchained? She didn't seem like someone who'd want the Crooked Father to be freed. We talked a little bit about that. You think you know someone. Chaz. What were all the names and colors of the Draco and Kelly again? I'm not answering that, Chaz. We have... you can check out the MBH Wiki if you want.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Do that.
The MBH Wiki will include any information
hey, Emily,
that has been
you're
released.
Awesome.
Emily, you're at work. Thanks for
Work
tuning
is great
in.
for the rest of work.
Thank you.
It's going to be the best.
There are 10
you
of
have
them.
Inspiration.
You can check out the wiki. I'll tell you what, I'll post. I can post a link on our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, if you want to check that out. If you're interested in looking at the wiki that's being run and created by fans and patrons, I'll post that. You can probably find those things out on there. There are 10. I'll just name them off for you real quick. There's the Black Dragon, White, the Blue Dragon, the Red Dragon, and the Green Dragon. Those are the 5, the chromatic and then there's the 5 metallic: silver, gold, copper, brass, and bronze.
Who's the
Amazing.
white dragon?
His name is Kilmont the Unforgiving.
And why is he the best?
I don't know.
Because
Well,
he's the white dragon.
he's
And white
he's-
dragons are the coolest
He
dragons.
has ice.
They are very
powers.
cool dragons.
Because
They're-
ice. And
they're
ice is
terrifying.
cool.
The circular logic there was really something. There was
Actually,
the
the orange is the best, but then
the orange doesn't exist.
I thought we had a cowbell.
No, but the white dragon was mentioned specifically in 3.5, and it was said that he has gone mad.
Oh,
that makes him even more cool.
Yeah.
Chaz also asked if I planned out every episode with a C. It wasn't a fun coincidence, Chaz. What was the recording process like for the players in 3.5? How much did you know of what
all
was
of it.
going on around the segment you recorded? Well, Alan, how much
Paul?
did you know about what was going on around the segments you recorded?
literally, Paul texted me and said, "Get on Skype," and I was like, "Okay." And then after I did that, I was like, "Who am I?" And he was like, "Oh, this time you're Brackle." I'm like, "Okay." And then we recorded, and then we were like, "Oh wait, that doesn't actually work. Let's take it again." And then I was
Alan.
like, "I mean,
You
it's
just told
true.
me, Alan. You just told me.
Well, you made it
I'm
work.
just
We didn't
kidding.
have to do
I'm
it
just
again.
kidding. You're right. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
it worked.
I know
And-
that when I recorded, I couldn't say autumnal equinox.
It's true.
I could not say that at all. So we took it out.
My sister Hannah, not to just totally cut you off, my sister Hannah, who does the voice of Neftalia, she had to say, what did she have to say?
Oh, that's who
She
that
said
was.
something, but
Yeah, my husband or Sebastian is anything but rash. And when she was
But
saying it,
rash
she
is
kept
not
saying
one of
butt rash. And then she couldn't get
Wow.
it. She couldn't
butt
say
rash.
but
it.
rash.
We had to do that line like 18 times because she could not
Anything
laugh.
but rash.
And she said that her laughing and like the hysterical laughter in
Mhm.
episode 6, she
Mhm.
said at first I was just like, ha ha ha, you know, but as I kept like fake laughing, I started getting tickled. And she said,
Uh-huh.
so that laugh was really me
It was
laughing.
a true laugh. Yeah, I took
Which
some of what
made
she
me
did and
laugh.
kind of stuck it together and made it
It's
sound weird.
hilarious.
Butt rash. I'm pretty sure we had to say my husband is anything but, and then stop, and then she just had to go back and say
Rash.
rash.
And I'm pretty sure
couldn't say
she said
but rash
that
together.
about Cerastus. You MBH fans can look it up, but
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Neftalia said that about Cerastus.
She thinks that he
I
did.
feel like I've heard that before.
I think she's
Y'all
crazy.
can prove me wrong.
But we'll see. It could be.
She's
I
crazy.
honestly don't know. What was the recording process like? That was the question. It's probably pretty similar for you, Jeffrey, wasn't it? You didn't really know what was going on.
I knew
Sporadic.
nothing. Paul accidentally let me hear a little something, and then he just looked at me. But I didn't understand what was going on.
I didn't
yeah,
have no idea.
they're pretty in the dark, and it's the same for PB&J. You know, I gave them all the information that they needed for the scenes. Zach and I talked long before we recorded about Phil, and I presented
Filibuster.
I presented the idea to him about Phil, and he was fully on board, 100%. He thought it was a sort of a very fitting way of ending his character, and something that his character, as the oldest of the three, would do. And he was sad, very sad, recording that scene. But
But
there you
rash.
go. But Rash, how did you keep the balance between the story and the freedom of the players? I'm assuming you're asking Chaz specifically about season 3.5. It's
There
different
was
in
no
3.
balance.
It's different in 3.5. It's like I said, I went to each of the characters and was like, hey, listen, we're going to do this. And then we would just either role play the scene out, or if there was something like in Phil's case or in other places where I was like, this is what I want to do with this character. What do you think? We would talk about it. But it was not the usual, well, let's roll the dice and see how things go. It was, we're writing this together and let's see what happens. And then he asks, is that something you talk about offline, or was it something you discussed in your session 0? Chaz asking. We never really did a session 0 in the traditional sense, but we talk about our characters all the time. There have been plenty of times where we've just sat around and talked about our characters with all the players. Alan, I mean, how long did we sit and talk that one night about Char in the middle of season 3?
Some say we're still back there talking.
And Jim, how many conversations did we have about Jim?
Lots of Marco Polos. I mean, I almost upgraded to premium over Jim.
We talk a lot about our characters outside. I want players to have full freedom. Like Felicia, and there's been a lot of crazy things that have happened because of just random statements from players. Like Felicia made a statement as Misk in season 2 at some point.
I told Saul, I said, whatever, our father says to us, don't believe him.
Don't believe him.
And I was just saying it, just role playing.
Yeah, and I went to her later. I was like, "What did you mean by that?" And she was like, "I don't really know. It just kind of felt like." She's like, "I was just kind of thinking, and it felt right." And then we started talking about it, and then it grew into
that whole story.
Yeah,
and then I was the bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, it grew into Misk's dark side that we hadn't never really got to see, because we kind of got to see it from Saul in season 2, but we never really got to see it from Misk. So, same with Lorik. When I was listening back to season 1. Oh my goodness. And that terrible episode, or half of terrible, the one where Charlie sacrifices himself to help them escape, and then Vance and everyone is talking to Lorik about how you can't use a spell on your friends after Vance used a spell on him to teach him a lesson. And then he says, "My dad casts spells on me all the time." And we all just got quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, man, that's messed up. And that's just Lorik made that up right there on the fly. And it became about just about everything about his dad and about his backstory. And
so the truth is, Paul has ideas, and my goal is to just break it however I possibly can.
That's true.
I mean,
especially if I'm Kjorg.
It's also true.
Yeah.
And with Sir Vance, I just like to be very strong and kill stuff because it's awesome.
And also it's the same with Kjorg.
Yeah.
It's more about having fun with Kjorg, though.
I guess that's true.
Okay. And Brackle and Jim being cousins was also an off-the-cuff thing.
Yeah, totally off the cuff.
Every season.
We're running low on tape here. We're almost at, what are we at?
We have unlimited tape. There's literally no tape here.
The tape is running. We're running out of tape.
We have no tape.
I don't know why I said that.
So that means we have unlimited time.
Pandacaro, will Miles ever get his thumbs back?
Depends on if he meets Palor or not.
It's a magic world. Yeah, anything can happen.
Didn't somebody give somebody an eye?
Zahn helped.
Somebody gave somebody a leg.
Palor gave Bill his eye and his leg back. Yeah.
He's like, here you go.
Is
I
an
had these
eye
laying
harder
around. You can have them.
Than two thumbs?
Yeah.
I would think it probably is. Yes.
Who has no thumbs? And that guy.
That guy. When will we get to know the season 4 characters and players from Pandacaro?
Ooh.
As soon as we can, get them.
I'll tell him right
I know
now.
one.
Let me tell him right now.
Yeah, me too. Who's the one that you know, Jeffrey?
Can I say it? I'll say it.
I think we've already said it.
Is it your
Hold on, let me
character?
look in the text message group.
Is it the one you're playing?
Don't.
I could say a bunch.
Don't do that.
No.
Oh,
Don't do
no.
that.
See,
No,
he's scary. He's scary.
I was talking about Kjorg. I mean, we know
I thought he was
Kjorg.
too.
Jeffrey and Kjorg. We know that for sure.
And Char and Jim and Brackle.
This is from Lee Height.
What?
Hope I'm saying that right. Height. H-I-T-E. First question. Why?
Wow, what?
Why did you want to hurt me like that?
Oh.
You made a grown man cry. Seriously, though, how long was the God of the Hells planned? I'm sorry, Lee, to have hurt you like that. Like I said, sometimes you gotta hurt to get to the good stuff, to get to the joy. The death of Atonia. How long have I had that planned?
Remember Paul's plan. Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3 are just finished.
Yeah.
We just finished Revenge of the Sith with 3.5. And we're about to start episode 4, A New Hope.
Execute Order
starring
66.
Kjorg. The People's Champion!
Hey, that's on the shirt.
It's funny listening to you talk about that. There is something that I have planned later that when I think about it, there actually is some, not like a direct link, but I can kind of see how it would be. It could be, there could be a line drawn to Star Wars, and I wonder if you'll make the connection when it happens. I won't say like when it's going to happen.
I probably won't.
At some point.
Unless it's prequels, because they're the best.
I had the death of Atonia planned since Saul looked at the shade and said, I'm going to go to the Hells.
Yes, Emily, you got a shout out.
Yeah, you did, Emily.
And I said, your work is going to be the best, and you have inspiration.
She can't hear us because she's not listening.
She's just on the chat.
You'll hear us later.
So you got 2 shout-outs!
Power.
What do you know?
Unlimited power.
This question from Lee is for the players. Obviously, after the end of Season 3, 3.5 was a little more confined in its events. Did it feel more like recording a radio show than a D&D game? I hope you guys are very proud of 3.5. It was a truly epic show. Thank you, Lee.
That's nice.
What'd you think, Felicia? Did it feel more like recording a radio show or like a
It was more like a origin story.
well, like we
type
do those?
deal. Yeah.
Like
You
almost
know
like
what
an audio
origin
drama.
But-
story was the best?
Which
Servants off the wall.
But I will say though, the part where PB&J and Colmos meet Minnie
Mhm.
and what's her friend's name? The dwarf. I can't
Olga?
remember. Olga. When they met, that was not like word for word scripted. That was more of us just kind of role playing it out.
Mhm.
And then like we would ask Paul, should I know this or should I say this or will this work? And then he'd be like, yeah, you could do that. So that was pretty much role play.
Yeah.
But then it got to a point where it was scripted.
Yeah.
But
A lot of our scenes, the less like straight up pivotal scenes, like think like the climax of episode 5 and a lot of that stuff. Many of those scenes were more role play. Like we sit down, I say, this is kind of the scenario. This is kind of what's going on. This is what I need you to say,
Yeah.
what needs to be said and addressed. And we're just going to role play it out. And we would do that.
yeah, Paul's like, okay, I need you to record this line. And it said, Fallen Grove is on fire. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
A lot
Oh
of
my goodness, that
was like,
line when
"Why?"
she said that reminded me of just like one of the cheesiest scenes of some dumb movie. Fallen Grove is on fire.
He told me to say it like
It was.
I hate you, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, why are you trolling Felicia so hard?
Oh.
on,
No,
Jeffrey.
it wasn't her
me.
necessarily.
No, it was.
just-
It was like Fallen Grove
Yes.
is on
Yes.
fire.
Yeah.
I said that all night.
I'm trying to think of what it reminded me of. I'll have to think about that.
Was it the roof is on fire?
The roof is on fire.
But some of the stuff we did was more written out, like literally written out in a sense of like, this is the line, you can say it like this, or you can put it in your own words, whatever you're more
And
comfortable
I
with.
added like mini saluting
Sure.
when I was talking to Phil.
And then others were
R.I.P.
just like, we're just gonna kind of play it out, we're just
Yeah.
gonna role play this and see how it goes.
This girl is on fire. Sorry.
There's a couple questions for Saul. We'll save those for Jeremy. Like I said, we'll find a way for him to answer those for you.
Nobody cares what he has to say.
Oh, roasted. Boom, roasted.
Roasted. Let's
Char
get
is
back
on
to this.
fire.
Let's get back to this question real quick. One we kind of touched on from Trackpad. He asked, "What are some themes you see emerging throughout the seasons so far, like character arcs, life lessons, values?" He says he's noticed a few, but he's interested in your perspective, and he said this is mostly for the players. So, what do you guys think, Alan? You see any themes other than the one we mentioned before?
None at all. It's just
Zero themes.
completely slapdash. No, I'm kidding.
Just devoid.
I would say, like we already talked about grief. I would also say, sort of, destiny isn't quite it, but purpose more so than destiny. Like Brackle, his purpose to begin with was basically Branshire, to protect and do not just protect but nurture Branshire and the surrounding area. For Jim, his purpose was to learn. And both of those characters changed purposes. Jim, he didn't give up learning, but he realized how single-minded pursuit of it was doing him harm, and so he rededicated himself to doing right more so than pursuing knowledge, even though he still pursues knowledge. Then for Brackle, it was a conflict of, the world versus Branshire. And then Char is someone who had no purpose and an exploration of what it is like to have given up on purpose.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
can totally see
characters.
that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean,
And I had not thought about any of that before just now, but it hit me. Except Char.
just
It-
right
just
there.
thought.
Right there, man.
Char,
There it
I
was.
totally intended to be purposeless, but I didn't think about the other two.
Yeah, Chaz says Lorik, Vance, Jim, Kjork, Saul, Misk, Cole, and more. Brackle made his place in the world and was taking care of that place. I can definitely see that. Felicia?
I think a trend that people try to do in D&D is like this dark backstory that well, I went through this and now I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, in future characters to come, spoilers, I tried to not do that at all. Like, I talked to Paul, I was like, I do not want to do that. I said, I don't care if the other people want to do that, and that's their thing, but I'm going to try to, like, it's going to be a happy character, whatever. Like, Misk was supposed to be that, but she, like, was a devil, so it's kind of hard to just be like, oh, she's this great person, she was a devil. So I think through Misk's story, we got to play with that, oh, well, she was kind of bad in her past life and all this stuff. And now I get, like, you get fresh starts with other characters. Like, Minnie's a very serious character, but, like, as far as backstory, I've never really had the chance to build it. So,
Yeah.
like, her, she's getting down to business, and, like, she is, a part of
defeat
the
the
Leaf
Huns?
Guard, and that's what, yes, exactly. She is Mulan, just in Fallen Grove. No. But, yeah, she is very serious, and so, like, to be continued on other characters in their life and all that. So, did I even answer the question? I don't even remember.
Jeffrey, what do you think?
I think that what I was thinking of was the toy soldiers from Toy Story.
Oh, man.
Like
When they're going to look
when,
at the
Yeah.
birthday party?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I can
That's
see
it.
that. I can see that.
I think that's it.
I can see that. Now I can hear it now. I can hear it in my ears too. You think there's
You're
any
welcome.
themes that creep up in the show?
Themes in the show.
Mm-hmm. I think faith is a pretty
Oh,
common
yeah.
theme.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, with Vance, you see.
I just hate fake praying to fake gods because it really.
yeah, for sure. But the sort of journey of someone who finds faith and then loses it and then regains it, like that. You definitely see that with Vance in a strong way.
Yeah.
I think that's
Whole lot of
I think
redemption.
that's- yeah, I think
Oh, yeah.
redemption is a big part of that.
I don't know what word would do this, but, like, there's always, like, each character is, like, looking forward to something. Like, they're hoping, I guess hope, because it's like, Kjorg wanted a fence, and Misk wanted to be different, and
Yes.
Saul wants to be good or whatever, and then whatever he's trying to be. And then Char wants what Char wants. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there's hope for what these characters want. So I would say hope, too.
Yeah.
So faith, hope, and I would also add charity.
Mm-hmm.
Charity.
Yep.
And we already
goodness, no.
exactly. We already established that's the greatest one because grief
The greatest of
is
these is charity.
exactly because of grief.
Charity. And
Grief is love persevering.
Exactly.
I'm sure Jeremy would have a lot to say on this matter, but unfortunately, he couldn't be with us tonight.
Who's that?
We're pretty much out of time here, guys. We've been going for an hour
2
and 40
hours.
minutes. So we're gonna wrap this up. We have some other questions. We will log
I can
these.
keep going.
You can keep going.
Let's go.
Q&A is
let-
a highway, and I'm gonna ride it
Ride it
all
all
night long.
night long.
I will really quickly answer these two really short questions.
I farted.
No.
Uh, Thank you.
I got you.
I don't think it's from a. Well, let me. They're just real quick. First, these are both from Hudson D. First, did you get your inspiration for this podcast from Sneak Attack? If the question is, did I become inspired to make a podcast by listening to Sneak Attack? I would say, in some ways, listening to Sneak Attack made me want to put good production values into my podcast. And when I say that, I don't just mean like the quality of the microphones, but the music and the sound effects and all of that stuff. It made me want to do that. So it inspired me to do that and to do it well.
And having at least one awesome player with awesome characters.
He's talking about himself.
And I also think that, I think that we took. I mean, I love Sneak Attack. Their Volume 1 is fantastic. I mean, the Volume 2 is good too. It's sad that we'll never get to see that played out. I understand why we can't, but the fact is, listening to their first season made me want to put something out on that level of quality. And I think we've taken our music and sound effects to a step higher, like much further. And I think that was intentional. Like they didn't want to do, we did something different with ours. We made it a very, very prominent aspect. So that's
We
definitely
made it spicy.
Yeah, very spice with Battle Bards.
Very Battle Bards.
But I don't think that I can't really think of anything I was thinking about earlier. I can't think of anything really in the story or in the world or anything where I felt like I was drawing direct inspiration from anything that they did. So,
Are there dragons in their show? I haven't listened.
I think there was one.
What about dungeons?
Season 1.
There were definitely dungeons, yeah, for sure.
So we have two coming.
Ands.
It's ampersands.
What level characters do the champions start at? They start at whatever level the player characters are at. So, like right now, champion sessions that we're doing right now start around 8 or 9. So, there are many other questions, but I think that's about all we've got time for tonight.
You got to play flute for the patrons.
Oh, I got to play
ocarina.
The ocarina. Okay, let me see. I got this beautiful blue ocarina. Everyone listening at home, I'm sorry. Do I have to keep playing?
Yes.
Okay, that's about it, right?
It sounded electronic through these headphones.
You gotta do Epona's song.
Okay, I don't know.
Play
Epona's
song. Play the Song of Healing because that's the best song.
Zelda's
I'll
Lullaby.
play the dice.
Okay.
I'll play the dice.
Front and backwards.
Okay.
Either play the Song of Healing, Kowtow Heights.
What are you doing?
Or
you're just tapping dice together. Thank you guys for listening.
Dragon
Thank
Roost
you for
Island.
sitting here with us for like almost 2 hours.
Oh,
we
man,
love you.
it's
We're
been fun.
working hard on trying to get season 4 to you as quickly as possible. As soon as I have some information, I'll get that to you. Keep your eyes open for some Champions episodes that'll be releasing soonish.
I can't really
hopefully
play
in the next
flute,
few
guys.
weeks. That's a recorder, guys.
Yeah, that. I can't really play that either.
That's a recorder.
They've been saying flute all night.
Hey, we love you. Thank you so much for
I can kind
listening.
of play the ukulele.
We will. We'll
can
see you
play
next
I
time.
kind of do John Cena on.
I can do the
ukulele.
ukulele.
We gotta go. We're leaving.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Closing the stream.
We might see you next time.